We made it. Yeah, cool. All right, so welcome everyone, and we are Refused Nature, and I am Subject A,
I'm Subject B.
and we welcome you all. And we have many topics for today, at least three. And so let me guess. Let's take topic two. What is topic two?
Topic 2. Okay. Does life sometimes feel like it's putting too much pressure on you?
The pressure of life. Good topic. Good topic. Okay, cool. But before we go into the topic, we're gonna do some normal small talk conversation. Also, trying to include you guys to kind of bring you into that. I think in our test episode we didn't do that much, so it's our bad. It was a test episode, so don't blame us for it. It's okay. And yeah, so what are you listening to lately?
A lot of Jeff Rosenstock.
Yeah,
We went end of January to Dublin to see him,
how was it?
and it was fantastic. Only the sound guys didn't know exactly what they were doing. So the opening band, you couldn't hear the singer almost at all.
Oh,
Or it was, and she also didn't really sing into the mic that much. But then the guy, Jeff Rosenstock, was good.
do you think that people are right now? They're like another podcast with two white guys?
Yeah, of course, and we're exactly that. So
Yeah, do you consider yourself white?
yeah,
Damn, it's kind of racist, man.
no,
No, I don't know. This classification seems like superfluous at one point, but that's another topic. So you said it was a cool concert. You're listening to him a lot, and why do you listen to him?
because he just has like messages that I can relate right now to,
Like,
like feeling that nobody's doing what they should be doing in order to feel better, or like they do certain things to try and change the world around them, but the world around them doesn't like listen to that.
okay. No, I'm just listening to a lot of lo-fi currently
Okay.
because when I work or when I do any other thing, I just need some like background music to listen to. But before that, I was listening to a lot of rock, a lot of jazz. I was also getting familiar with like the real names behind classical music.
Okay.
Not the common names, but like I don't know, Mendelssohn. I was really getting more into his work, and I think I was interested in that. Anyway, but now I'm currently actually. I think it becomes an age where you stop listening to music that much because your brain gets saturated with all the stuff you have. So I guess that's why also old people don't like new music because they are already saturated with the things they like. They already kind of fill their box of likes and playlists and stuff like that. And beyond that, either their brains or their way of doing things are not that really open to it. But
I have a friend that doesn't listen to any music,
like any.
like any. He doesn't know any bands, any artists. You just listens to whatever you put on.
Cool.
And in his own time, he never listens to music.
And how so he doesn't dedicate. So what you're saying is he doesn't dedicate personal time to listen to
Yeah.
to music.
He
Cool.
just does. I guess he doesn't find it interesting.
Interesting. Okay, cool. But he can go tribal of Africa.
Yeah.
He listens to that.
No.
Okay.
Like any music, nothing.
Okay, no.
Yeah.
So he doesn't listen to nothing.
Yeah.
No music.
Yeah.
That's an unknown species, man. I didn't understand that.
I mean, yeah, and he's very good at math though, so I don't know if
Yeah.
that has something to do with it. But
Maybe the other. Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard of somebody like that. That just doesn't listen to nothing.
yeah, that's
Isolates himself without music. Wow, that's gotta be or some drama in there, no? Something.
I don't know.
Sounds interesting. Let's invite that guy. That's cool.
Sure thing. He's my best friend, so
Oh, he speaks Bulgarian? You should do that episode in
Okay.
Bulgarian for our friends here that are watching us. By the way, we still need some blooming on the trees. By the way, who understands this, you can write about it or whatever. But we're not gonna explain it right now. We don't have that much time. So we'll explain it somewhere else. No issue. And what about movies? What are you watching currently? What is that?
The last movie I watched was, I think, Fantastic Mr. Fox
Mm.
by Wes Anderson, and this was like the second movie of his that I like actually. I like
Mm.
because the other ones are just nothing. They
He became a trend, no? The
Yeah.
Wes Anderson,
like
his aesthetics.
style. Yeah, that's I don't get it. Some people do. My media teacher does because he's it's so pretty and whatever.
Mm.
I mean, yeah, but is that the only thing you think of by watching a movie?
The aesthetics of
Yeah.
the visuals.
I mean, they should complement the whole movie, not like be the main thing. And
Yeah.
that's why you like the movie.
Yeah, because if you check the content, there's barely any substance in it. No, there's barely any interesting message. Behind
Yeah.
it.
It's like most of the stories are there's like a kid
Hmm?
that has to do something,
Yeah,
and that's the movie.
yeah, cool.
And it's not interesting having so much movies with the same storyline.
But that's why it became a meme, no? Because it was very easy to copy for a lot of influencers. That's why you could you take your vacation, for example, you can do a Wes Anderson shot of your vacation with that, and that kind of is inspiring for some people. But I get you, man. Like it's not the I also don't see him as the most interesting or influential director of our time.
But I also have like the Grand Budapest Hotel is a 10 out of 10 for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
because of Ralph Fiennes, or
no, just the story is interesting.
Okay.
So that's combined with everything else. The acting was good. The script was good. I like the jokes actually.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like what joke?
Like any joke of the movie, at least had me giggle.
Ah, cool. Yeah, cool. Nice. All right. So I don't know. We need more movies, to be frank. So if you guys got like any interesting recommendations, we can watch that and we can go.
Do that. But what are your top 4 movies
of all time?
Yeah, or like close, not like from 1 to 4, but like 4 you can put in the top.
I like an art movie that was presented in Mexico. It's called Post Tenebras Lux, and it's the story of. I like that a lot. I'm not gonna tell you the story, but it's very surreal. It's very messed up. It's very intense, as all Mexico content is intense, and it's cool in that sense. That one, Cinema Paradiso. I like Cinema Paradiso. I like motivational, intense movies like Men of Honor, shit like that. Dear John, I like Dear John. I actually became one of my favorite ones. It's Cine Noir. It's I don't know how to translate the other movie. Well, the Dear John is a story of unfaithfulness and a guy that lives in the sea most of his life. No?
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. And correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else. And the fourth one, I like, in Spanish it was called Amor Indigo, and in French it has another name. Audrey Tautou is in that movie, the girl from Amelie. Okay. And that one's surreal also. I like surreal movies.
You like Amelie?
Kinda. I like it, yes. I think it created a before and after. And I think it's a love letter to French cinema.
And do you think it's overrated?
I don't think it's overrated. I think it's even underrated currently. I don't think people remember it a lot, not that much, as they should.
But do you think that it deserves like the attention, the positive attention it gets, and like, because people really do think it's a great movie, and me personally, I don't think it's that good of a movie that it should be.
I think it depends what you like, because if you're not into love stories, this is not for you. No.
Second favorite movie of mine is La La Land. So.
La La Land, but that's a story about jazz. It's not a story about love.
It is.
Come on.
It's love and dreams and everything.
Yeah, and broken dreams, and they never went actually together. And there's a lot of complexity and despair in that. But basically, it's a love story to LA and to jazz. No, it's a narrative of two people who want to make it in LA, and they actually make it. She becomes a famous star, and he becomes a guy that has his own jazz.
Yeah, but they
studio.
never stopped loving each other.
I know. Yeah, definitely. There's love among that. It's not the core of the story, you know. Or who knows? It could be. Actually,
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is jazz and that, but I guess, I mean, for me, love is also from on the same level as jazz
Mm,
in the movie.
yeah, cool. Amelie, I think, for example, was very well written in the sense of the descriptions that it has. It's the 3rd of February, and this is happening, and there's a fly going through that. That is very characteristic of European cinema, I would believe, and it has a lot of comedy into that sense. But if it's not somebody's, it's a sense of humor, and also the animation is very crappy because it's a lot, they didn't. I don't think they had the budget to really do it fantastically, with the surreal parts of it. The orange filter that most of the movie has, it's also sometimes kind of blurry or unnecessary. But in general, I also like the rhythm of it because we're talking about a superwoman that she's trying to do things for everybody else except for herself. And then she starts to figure out that she's going to die alone and she doesn't have anybody in her life until she actually finds this guy. And she goes for this guy. She uses her superpowers, or her super helpful powers to help herself. And I like that. I like that perspective of things. And it is also very cheesy because at the end they're both riding this type of mini motorcycle, and then they're going to that or whatever. Yeah.
Are you afraid of dying alone?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, loneliness is a matter of perspective, I would believe.
Like not having anyone around you at the time of your death?
No. The Hemingway effect. No, I don't feel that. No, I felt that like 2 or 3 years ago, and I went deep into it. And once I went deep into it, I started to become more comfortable in my own skin, being with myself, and being with books, and being around nature. And then I found out that you can never really be alone. There's always things that are going on.
How did you find that out?
I saw that you go into the forest, or you are alone in your apartment, and it starts to rain, and the rain makes noise, and then after the rain there's humidity, and then there's insects coming in.
And there was nothing else involved?
Like drugs and stuff?
Yeah.
No. Actually, no. I wasn't even like smoking a lot of weed in that time. I was kind of tired of it. And no, I just was more into like introspection, into self-love, into self-development, these types of things. And it came to a point where the before of that scenario was I kind of hated myself. And that's why I was looking for a lot of social interaction, to get a lot of attention, to get a lot of friends. Something had to be happening in my life. So something needed to be going on for me to feel all right with myself. Because if I spend a minute with myself or an hour with myself with no phone, with nothing, I would start to lose my shit. Because the internal dialogue I was getting was very negative, and the internal dialogue was very harmful in many ways. And but when that internal dialogue started to become more positive and more friendly and more contemplative, then I started to figure out it's not just about me. Life is not about me. I have little to no relevance to life. That's why I prefer to be an anonymous subject than to be a name out there. You know, like.
But was that before or after you moved to the Netherlands?
Oh no, this was during the Netherlands. It was during COVID, actually. Yeah. What
So
about
do
you?
you think that like COVID had some effect on it? Like
Absolutely.
having limited interactions with people?
Yeah, you can see COVID had an effect in many people, actually. For example, people started to get a lot more involved in self-improvement, meditation, those types of things, when they were shut down and kind of encapsulated in their own houses, and they had to spend time with themselves. And they started to figure out a lot of things. A lot of people left their jobs, actually, to just kind of, a lot of you guys left your jobs, I don't know, maybe, yeah. I met some people that did. A lot of people start changing their lifestyle because they start to see what the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I working for these people? Why am I doing these things? Why am I feeling this way? Why when I am in this situation or I'm doing all right, why do I feel like shit? And some people confronted it, some people didn't. It's all good, all good. But yeah, for me, it was something important in that sense. Yeah. So are you afraid of dying? And what type of movies have helped you in that sense? Alone, dying alone.
I think Into the Wild. I like Into the Wild a lot.
Mm.
And there at the end, the guy dies alone.
Mm.
And like the thing he writes in his notepad is like, I think it was happiness is true only when shared or whatever. Because he goes alone to live in Alaska
Mhm.
to prove his parents, because they want him to be like a lawyer, because they're like space engineers and whatever. And he doesn't want that, and he just wants to prove his point. He burns all his documents.
The
It's,
money,
yeah.
I remember. Yeah, and he gets poisoned at the end.
Yeah, because he didn't know the right plans.
it's a bit of a tragedy, but also it's very. I think it's a nice effort.
I think it was like a few years back when they removed the real bus where the real guy stayed.
Why did they remove it?
Because I don't know, maybe people are going too much to
to feel the energy, to get poisoned too. No? Cool. And how did that affect you? So how does that translate with you? So is that a yes then, that you are afraid of dying alone?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Interesting. But what does alone mean to you?
Like having no one like around you, no one you can call to come visit you if you're dying, literally.
But is that so bad, actually? Why is that so bad?
Because like you wouldn't be able to say even like a goodbye before you die to somebody or talk to somebody.
But doesn't that say? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't be able to talk to anybody before you die.
But doesn't that say then more like you miss the, so it's not that much of dying all alone, it's not being able to express yourself to the rest of human beings, or what is it actually?
No, it's just having no one to interaction.
Okay, that's a different question. Because if you put me in the scenario that I'm an old man and I'm about to die and I have nobody to call to, but I'm still taken care of by nurses and doctors or whatever, you still are not alone in a way. Yeah. But that scenario, then I need to think about that.
Okay, you're very poor. You're in your apartment and you feel you're dying. You know you have no money to call an ambulance. And you don't even have a phone.
Yeah. You're in that point.
Yeah. So you just gotta hope somebody finds you wherever you live in a remote hut in the forest. No one's gonna know even you're dead.
Yeah, I don't mind that. If that's the case, then I'm good. If that's the case, then yeah, I'm peace. I'm at peace with that. It's okay. Yeah, I will feel bad, and I will feel kind of a little bit of fear, or fear insecurity. I will feel like backlash. I will talk a little. I will have a bit of an internal dialogue, but I will be like, well, this is what it is, and it's going to like a very existentialist thing, no? Like, let's just continue. No? That's that. And what about you? Like, so what would you feel there, or what would that be for you?
I mean, I think it would be, because you're not gonna be just this day alone. So it's gonna be constant. Like you wouldn't feel any fulfillment throughout your day. Just gonna be like a monotone routine that you follow until the day you die.
Depends on the routine, the fulfillment. Huh?
you, um,
Jerk off?
I mean the fulfillment
Oh.
in the face of like human interaction.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, if human interaction becomes very important, then I'm
I
really
mean, it is.
definitely
So-
definitely it is. But I've seen cases of humans that they achieve very large periods of time where they are all by themselves, and some of them could even become enlightened. Let's say, like the hermits. Those were common in Hungary, maybe even Bulgaria. Um, the yogis, and by the way, we have some of those already in society called homeless people, and that I start to even understand why these guys talk to themselves, because if you have nobody around and you have no social interaction, you start to create characters you interact with, characters that they interact with you. In Christianity, sometimes they say these people have demons and shit, so they're talking to demons. I don't know what to believe anymore, because I've seen some like crazy demon shit going on, and I've also seen some crazy psychological stuff going on. So I don't know which one is. You guys might know better than I do, but I definitely see that it kind of serves them in a way that they can have these types of interactions. You can create yourself these types of interactions. Is that good or bad? I don't know. It's that one's tricky. But yeah, they seem cool with things. They keep on going. I keep on watching them, even in this town.
People.
Yeah, I keep on watching them. They keep on going on, and it seems that they are having like a life that they're continuing. I don't know.
What life?
I think it's different. They're mechanic. I mean, they don't have the 9 to 5 perspective. They don't have the go to the store, purchase something like that. I think they live on the expense of the mercy of somebody that's around them, and that kind of changes the dynamics of their behavior. And I think they also live on the day, so they don't live like I don't see them kind of planning what am I going to do in the next 5 years. No? They're like, how do I get enough to go to the shelter today? Exactly. How do I get food today? So they live on the day, which sounds poetic and everything, but it's gotta be a pain. It's gotta be complex. It's gotta be out there. So total respect to our fellow. We should also maybe talk to one of them, like to ask some
But do you
questions.
think it's hard for a homeless person to get integrated back into society?
Yeah, I think so. I think any type of change is hard for anybody. I think also it depends on the age, depends on their situation. If you are a homeless person that doesn't even speak the local language, very hard. This happens a lot in Spain, for example, like immigrants that they cross the Gibraltar stretch, and from there, some of them don't even speak English, Spanish, and they got no clue what's going on. In the UK, we also have cases of that. Here in the Netherlands, a lot of people don't speak Dutch. So definitely, it's gotta be rough. Your age is also important. What I said, like if you're 50 years old and you want to be reintegrated into society, it's gotta be more difficult than somebody that's 20. You know? And so definitely, it's gotta be challenging to reintegrate yourself to society. The other thing is, do you want to? Maybe you are just so used to this life that you say, no, I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm good. I'm good with what I'm going through. I don't know. They are like the ultimate campers, in my perspective. All the respect. And if somebody's living on the street, we feel you. I've done it.
Watching us.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Actually, yeah, taking your time for gracing us with your views, and now we feel you. We feel you. Like I've done the sleeping on the streets. I did it only like for a few nights, but it's not an easy task, man. Especially before dawn. Before the sunrise. It's when it gets really cold.
Why did you sleep on the street?
Because my mom kicked me out once.
Oh,
but I'll tell you this in another episode.
No, I think the viewers want to hear.
The viewers want. Well, I was very spiritual back then, on my teenage years, and I thought that God was talking to me, and maybe he was, he, she, whatever, and
They, them.
He, she, they, them, exactly. And I just had this strong idea in my mind that the next day I had to go with no money and no resources to somewhere to start sharing about Jesus and to talk in the streets about Jesus and that type of thing. And I even had like an outfit that I was going to be using. And I felt that I didn't have the permission to tell anybody about my plan for the following day. So somehow we were in the car and my mom asked me like, what are you going to do tomorrow? And I said, I cannot tell you. No? And I said, what do you mean you cannot tell me? Yeah, no, I cannot tell you. It's something I gotta do. What? Like, no, you tell me right now, mister. What happened? What are you going to do tomorrow? No, I'm not going to tell you. And then, okay, so you're not going to tell me, you get out of this car immediately. And I said, all right. So I left my phone there, my wallet. I guess this is how it's going to start. And so I did that, and I left all my stuff there, and I walked out of the car, and I went walking to wherever I could go. And I slept in a park. And I didn't have like a jacket or anything, but this is Mexico City, so it doesn't get that cold in the night. It was in the winter at Mexico City, but it's not that cold. I here maybe I would die now, but there it was getting very cold, and for you to find your spot and to actually get warm for yourself, that's tricky. I didn't understand the cardboard. I understand then the trash bags. Yeah, I understand the newspaper, because the main task in the night is to get yourself warm and to be in a spot where you don't have that much noise from outside. Because if you get like this, a police siren wakes you up, anything wakes you up, you're super alert all the time. So yeah, that's it.
How far were you originally planning to go, like from your home?
I was gonna say how far can I walk right now,
No.
but then I started to get tired. I didn't walk that far from home. Maybe 2-3 hours away, and then 2-3 hours to get back. No? Because when I was on my way back, some police stopped me, and they were, of course, they were checking for drugs and all this stuff. I had no phone, I had no wallet, I had nothing. So they stopped me, and they were looking exactly for drugs and all these types of things. I had nothing on me. I was a perfectly pure Christian boy.
A man of Jesus.
A man of Jesus, exactly. And so they were like, even like, so what is this guy doing? And I was like, no, I'm doing the right thing. I'm following the steps of Jesus. Yeah.
Did you preach to them?
A little bit. I tried, and I also tried to tell them like, can you bring me from point A to point B so I can get closer to home? No, sir. Walk your way back. So that was the story, and very, very cool. But then you understand a little bit more of the homeless, and yeah, I don't know how these guys are gonna figure it out. If they are afraid of dying alone, then it's kind of strange. In future events, we can talk more about this, because I think it's a fantastic topic. I can even tell you more about, because I have interacted with them, at least in Mexico and in Dublin, by the way. I did interact with some of them, and I asked them some questions, and I learned some stuff from them.
Do you think they fight for like the good spots to sleep?
Sometimes in some places, I would say so. The ones that I've met in Mexico, they are extremely organized. They know who is who, and they know where to sleep, and they know how to help each other even. And if you are hurt, or you are in pain, or you are ill, some of them will even take care of you. Well, some of them will even take up their rations or their money.
You mean for another homeless person?
For another homeless
Oh.
person. So they will take care. Yeah. No, not in the sense of go to your house, wash your dog, and pay your bills. And, oh, you were late in your taxes. I already finished them. No. that would be cool though. Like, yeah, if there's a homeless guy that has some good lighting skills, hit us up, because we need better light for these podcasts.
Yeah.
And so yeah, that will be good. Anyway, we can pursue that. But yeah, definitely dying alone. It's a topic, dude. It's a topic. It's a topic for many people. I think it's also a huge topic for a lot of women, to be frank. And we're going to explore that later on today, because today we're going to be talking also a little bit about International Women's Day. It just happened, and congrats and non-congrats, because some people don't want to be like celebrated for it. They're like, this is the fight we had. We gotta respect it. We gotta be sober about it. So wherever side you are, cheers, no, and our respect. And we also said that we had more questions, no,
Yes,
to
we
ask.
do.
Okay, cool.
First, do we do the facts or
No, for International Women's Day, that's at the end. No,
Okay, sure.
it's not an issue, but because we can go more into it. But yeah, so yeah, because of the fears of that. But you haven't told me like what are your films, like your top films.
Oh, okay. Then the first one, is all about my mother.
Yeah, and Moldova.
Yeah. So this one is very hard to explain because there are a lot of people with relationships there, and some of them appear to be trans later on in the movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
So I mean, if you haven't watched it, spoiler alert.
Yeah,
But
tough movie though.
Then the second one, as I already said, is La La Land. And the third one is Requiem for a Dream.
Yeah.
Darren Aronofsky, my favorite director, by the way. And
For real?
Yeah.
Cool.
And then Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, good one.
That's
It's very
the
poetic.
four.
That one's
Yeah.
very poetic. Yeah, that's cool. But wait, so long story short, especially with everything about my mother,
Yeah.
why is Almodovar so good, in your opinion?
Because just the story, it goes in so many different,
Directions.
that you don't expect like any of them.
Yeah.
And also the acting's pretty good.
Absolutely.
I mean, he has like the ones he cast, like Banderas and Cruz, and then it's just, I don't know, it makes you feel literally you're crying at one time, and then the next scene makes you laugh.
Yeah. He's one of those directors that the aesthetics are clean, the shots are clean. This guy understands perspective, he understands design, and he brings all of that into the filmmaking. But it makes sense. So it's not just to make it pretty. It is because it's part of the story. If you don't get clearly what that we're here in a hospital, then he's not making his job right. That's why he makes those types of shots. Very good. And no, he's a great director. Definitely, I also love him. Great storyteller, and they're definitely a fantastic director because the way that the actors are comfortable in the shots and they're comfortable with the script and all that, it means that they did a hell of a job. So cheers to them, and well done. So yeah, so that's that. What does with the dead? Do you have? You said you had more questions. So what's
Yeah, sure. Do you feel pressured from society, or like the people, some or many of the people around you, to fulfill any expectations? And do you feel like free when doing it?
Well, going back to what we mentioned before, the fact that someone has social interactions would always come at the expense of expectations. So yes, absolutely. Just for me being in a relationship, for example, it creates expectations from both sides. For us to be working in this project together, we have expectations from each other. We need to show up. We even have rules, no, for it.
Yeah.
So we do have expectations. So even if the only interactions I would have in my life was with you and with the person I have a relationship with, then though you will be already representing a society that has expectations on me. But answering your question, I do feel not pressured from it, but I do understand the gravity of those expectations. I do understand that I should be accountable for these expectations, and I should be responsive about that. I have interacted with people, especially at work. I have interacted with people that are very good at making clear the expectations and at enunciating them, but not great at being accountable for those expectations. Actually, they could come like a week or two, and they forget about those expectations. And it happens. I guess it was an ego thing, or who knows. But definitely, I don't see it as a pressure. I feel it as a reminder that I should be accountable for what I am. there might be another perspective to this. I will also share it, but I want to hear what you feel, because we're on different sides of our
Yeah,
lives, because you're studying now,
yeah.
and do you feel the pressure of?
Yeah, I kind of am, because like everybody, like I have different, for example, friends that some of them are like really working,
Hmm.
and are
working?
like
Is not
like
not
only working,
okay.
Yeah,
So,
so
yeah,
they're-
I gotcha.
and some of them are making crazy money. So comparing with these ones, for example, yeah,
yeah.
and like life is just a lot of about comparing.
I gotcha.
At
Yeah.
least that's how I've started to feel recently. So, and um, it's not necessarily good, because then you see that you're not the best, or like as good as you would like to be, or as good as you would expect yourself to be.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah, no, I gotcha. No, in that sense, I think that's also a thing that happens to everybody. That there's a fine line between comparing yourself with others to see how much do you actually still belong to the social group, let's say, and the other saying comparing yourself to kind of imitate the others again for the sense of belonging. And that line, I think, is always tricky. I mean, from my side, I don't have kids, no? But a lot of people my age have kids already, and also the job expectations. Some of them have companies, some of them don't have companies, some of them are traveling a lot, some of them are not. Some of them are broke, some of them have a lot of money. Exactly that what you're saying, and I also, because of the saturation that you receive from social media, that could also translate into certain expectations that somebody my age, with my gender, in my position, or my geolocalization, should be living a certain type of lifestyle, and should be fulfilling certain types of obligations, and should be having also some materialistic aspects fulfilled in that sense. But luckily, I believe that that's very cool, and that's something that I respect from other people. But definitely, it just nah, man, it just drives me crazy. I think it's bullshit. It's being very honest. I think in a way it's just bullshit, because what are these people doing? So what is so great about their lives? So I talk to them and I check what is going on with their lives, and there's nothing desirable I see in their lifestyle on what they have. I see that everything I wanted or everything I need, it's here and now. It's in the small things, no, in the taste of the water, in the capability to connect with somebody, to talk with somebody. So in that sense, I don't feel the pressure from it.
and also when I have like calls with these friends of mine, all they talk about is just their job, for example.
Yeah.
And there's nothing redeeming, other than that happening in their life.
Yeah.
So every time, for example, we have a call once every month or 2 months, and that's the updates is just their job.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I understand. And again, if it works for them and they find meaning in that, all good. I mean, who am I to say that's messed up or that's not? Is that what I want? No, definitely not. But I think that's where it becomes important. Define what you want, because if not, then you're going to live yourself comparing yourself to someone that does. And not like for you or for you, but like in general, everybody should know what they want in life. And figuring that out, I think it's also a journey. But pretty much what I want is like Mexican food every day.
But then don't you also think sometimes, for example, by this age, I already should have figured out what I want?
No, I don't think that's very accurate. I mean, you can know, and I think there's some ages for certain things. Absolutely, especially the biological rules. No, like it's fine that you believe that you're super powerful, whatever. But if you're a lady, then most likely before 60 or before 50, it's a good idea to have kids. No, beyond that, you're really challenging the horizon of science, no? Unless you're really into that type of metaphysical possibilities. But beyond that, I don't see how anybody can go beyond that. And it's the same for men, no? Like, although the gap, the window for men is way more open in that sense, no? And they take advantage of that, and they even monetize on it. But that's why you see a bunch of old dudes with young girls and that, because it's possible, because the system allows it. So beyond the biological boundaries, you can play with it a lot. I think some people are 50 and they're figuring out finally what they want to do and what makes them happy, and they actually do it. They start to become very successful on it. Some people are 10 years old and they already know, I want to be this person and I want to do these things and I want to focus on that. And that's great. I don't think that you necessarily need to fulfill anything into certain criteria. Again, as long as you are still accountable for the things that you yourself compromise yourself with the rest of the people, no? It's like, honey, I just figured out I'm gay, no? Yeah, but we have 4 children, no? Like, so fine that you figured it out, but you're still accountable for being a father for these 4 kids, no? Like, it's all good. It's great. Or sweetheart, I found out that my passion is architecture. Yeah, but you're a housewife, and right now I need you to take care of the kids because I'm providing. So as long as you can respond to these types of expectations and manage those expectations, of course, she can become an architect and she can delegate certain things, or he can stop doing his job, whatever. This can be adjusted. But as long as you are still transparent and communicative with the people that love you, then I think you're all good, and you don't need to fall into any of the criteria of the time spans or anything like that. Because I think mainly society is mistaken on these types of assumptions that they make about people. And definitely there are statistics where a lot of people figure out certain things in certain time frames, but it doesn't mean that everybody falls into that description. And so that's what I would say about that. But do you feel that? Do you feel that there's a certain age to do certain things?
Yeah, I mean, like the things you said, there are also other examples like that. But I'm not sure about figuring out what you want to do with your life, if there's like an age for it. But then there's also the fear if you figure it out later on in life, if you're gonna have enough time to do what you want.
Yeah. In that case, my perspective will be, do the Gaudi thing, like the Sagrada Familia thing. Start it, delegate it. Somebody wants to continue it, carry on, and if not, then no. No? At least you tried. At least you tried. I think that's important to acknowledge. Again, I think one of the main aspects for all these questions that we've been discovering right now is how well do you get on check your ego? Because if your ego is pushing you forward, if your ego wants the attention and the glory of success and accomplishment, then it's going to limit you in many ways. But if you have your ego on check, and your ego only wants to go out there and discover and be curious and find out what is in the other side of the pond, or what is inside of the pond, or what is up, wherever of the pond, then you're good. Then you're good, and you can do anything, and then you don't care that much about if it was transcendental, or if it was finished, or if it was this or that. The only thing you care about is that you tried it, that you did it, and that's that. Well, again, challenging. Not only knowing what you want, but also keeping your ego on check while you're doing it. Let's see in 50 episodes if we still have like this cool vibe among us, or we're just spitting at each other, or I'm already replaced by like a Dutch guy or something like that, which will make more sense because we're in the Netherlands, so that actually might be better. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes in that sense. So yeah. So shall we go explore the International Women's Day?
Yes, of course.
We have a quiz for you guys. We have a quiz. We're gonna ask each other questions. So he's gonna ask me one question, give me options. I will know if I know it or not.
Not really options, but you would have to kind of guess.
I have to guess.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So then you're gonna give me, and I also have some questions here.
Okay.
So I will also share you some of mine, and then we will give you some facts about it. And after that, you're all free to go. We're free to go, and it's all good, right? Cool. So let's see. You want to start with yours?
Yes, sure. So, I want you to guess what's the other name for the International Women's Day in China.
It's like I don't know. I don't want to sound like super messed up. Big Dragon Day, no?
No, but
I'm sorry, Vibes.
it still has Women's Day in it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just one word before that.
I don't know, like Lady Day.
Like, no, think communism.
I don't know. The Workers' Day, Female Workers' Day,
Working Women's Day.
Working Women's Day. There we go. Boom.
Yes, and it used to be in the 20th century that the women used to protest against them being discriminated.
Oh, so in China they protested.
Yeah.
That's freaking cool. Well done. Well done. Ni hao to all the to all the Chinese viewers and Mandarin speaking viewers. I'm sorry, because there's other countries that I have to apologize so much. I'm so apologetic today. So talk to me, guys. Cannot be apologizing for everything I say. No, what's about the freedom of speech? Goddammit. Okay, I got one for you, but this one has options. Okay. So when was the first International Women's Day observed? Option A, 1911. Option B, 1923. Option C, 1945.
Okay, I mean, I know I have a similar one, so I would guess that it's 1911.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Okay.
And it was in March 19, first, and it was in Austria, Denmark, Germany, and Switzerland.
Okay.
These guys were the first ones. What happened to the Netherlands? No needs in that time. But now it happened. It happened. I don't even know why these guys did it first. That's an interesting question.
Yeah, because I have here that it was the first International Women's Day in Russia in 2 years later.
Yeah, because they made it an official holiday.
Okay.
So that was one of mine actually.
They used to protest the First World War. Yeah.
So first there was a protest against the World War.
Yeah.
And
in
then
Russia.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah.
Interesting. I know that they made it an official day, and soon after that, well, actually, I have here then in 1917, women in Russia chose to protest and strike for bread and peace on the last Sunday of February, which fell on March 8th in the Gregorian calendar. So that's why it was for them in February, but it happened in the Gregorian calendar. It was March, actually. So this happened, and then the Tsar's abdication 4 days later happened, and the provisional government granted the right to vote to women. So that's cool. So you can upvote this now. Terrible joke. What's that? That's a terrible joke about that. That's messed up. I'm not gonna apologize for that one because I already apologized for so many things before. So I'm working on this. Okay, so what is the year where the United Nations officially started celebrating International Women's Day? 1956, 1975, 1982.
What was the first one?
1956.
1956.
No, I was 1975.
Damn.
So these guys did it on 1911, and the United Nations woke up and said, "Yeah, this is the moment. We're gonna recognize this one."
Yeah,
right?
really. Like, do you have why so late or?
the what?
Do you
No,
have-
I got no
okay.
clue. I don't understand why these guys just start saying, "Yeah, this might be important." Like 60 years. Yeah, enough time to do something. No? Like, wow. That took some time. But well, I think any change in the world takes time, and especially for the UN to recognize it.
And especially for women.
We feel you. We feel you. I also happens to us, the poor. Huh? No, not because we're white, we don't suffer. It's like it happens. It happens also. We're immigrants. We get it. There's some systemic stuff that sometimes it's slow in change. Not in your level, especially for biological reasons, but definitely all respect. Yeah, no criticism in that sense. You have another fact or
No, I'm out.
Okay, so let me give you about did you know, right? Okay, did you know International Women's Day has its roots in the labor movements of early 20th century across North America and Europe, focusing on fair wages, shorter work hours, and the right to vote. The idea of an International Women's Day was proposed by Clara Zetkin in the International Socialist Women Conference in Copenhagen.
Wait, so women used to work more than men? More
Uh,
hours?
I'm not sure. I only know that in those times, because capitalism was on its finest, the people that would do labor for it, they would work 12, 14 hours. And a lot of movements, not only protests from women, but also unions, started to resist to that idea until we got the socialist communist idea of the 8-hour labor job. And that's what happens. Definitely women, not only women, children were also working a lot. Still are. Yeah, there still are.
Maybe even more.
I don't know. I don't think so. But definitely there's still children working out there and women working out and men working out there many hours. And so yeah, this did happen. In 1910, where over 100 women from 17 countries agreed with her suggestion. Zetkin, 1910. And did you know that gender parity in the workforce is not just a moral or social issue, but also has significant economic implications? Studies have shown that improving, here we go with the studies have shown. Yeah, there we go. And then you will be like, which studies? And you will be like, we actually got one. It's actually a McKinsey Global Institute report. So we will try to find it, and we won't post it because we got a lot of work to do, like editing and shit like that. And we also have a life, so we're not just gonna post everything we say we're gonna post. We're telling you from now, like that's the deal. But anyway, sorry. So studies have shown that improving gender equality could lead to an increase of GDP in countries around the world by enhancing productivity and economic diversity. And and this report from the McKinsey Global Institute estimated that 12 trillion could be added to the global GDP by 2025 by advancing women's equality. So 12 trillion else more. So that's way more than what the US does combined per year. I don't know. Yeah, could be. I think it's a difficult topic. Not a difficult topic in the sense that it cannot be done. It can be done, but I think it's very hard for some women to. It will be hard for me too, by the way, if I were responsible for kids or anything like that, or anybody like that. So what do? Do you have a family? Do you become this great mom, great father, or do you advance yourself in your career and your career resources?
It's not the mother that has to take care of the kids.
No, absolutely not.
So that's not an excuse.
No, of course not.
You can still be a parent and work a decent job.
I agree completely. Although I don't see, not even here in the Netherlands, by the way, I don't see there's enough infrastructure for women to be that free. I feel that this pressure that we're talking about from society is very brutal on women, expecting them to be great mothers, great wives, great daughters, great everything. And I think that expectation takes a toll on them. I know it because firsthand, I have family members that they have decent jobs and they have great roles, but also they struggle with juggling being a parent life with also being a great professional. Because let's address it. So let's say we are doing this, we're doing content and all these types of things, and we dedicate 12 hours a day to do that. So half a day to do that, and we sleep, let's say 6 hours. So how much time do we actually have for kids then left?
6 hours.
Yeah, but then it's waking them up, and also you gotta cook for yourself. You gotta get showers and all these types of things. So and that's under the idea that you're only sleeping 6 hours. No? But then it becomes very challenging to actually address that. Also because kids are not like, oh yeah, these are my 6 hours. Let's go at it. When you're taking care of kids, they're like all day, nonstop. It's a 24-hour job.
But that's why there's the other parent.
I agree, but what if the other parent is also having a career? What if the other parent is also so? Let's just neutralize. We don't care if it's a mom or a dad, but if both parents have careers and if both parents have businesses, if both parents have responsibilities, how are they gonna leverage that with this? Unless there's an infrastructure of people and people around them.
Get
that
a babysitter.
Yeah, and then you got the issues like, oh, you're disconnected from your this case that my father didn't spend the time with me because he was out there preaching the name of Jesus. No, yeah, I'm good with it.
So
I'm
you
fine.
get a babysitter?
I had my mom. She would always stay with us, and she did a hell of a job, by the way. And she was amazing in it. And she would also teach us about Jesus, by the way, in the meantime. So she was doing all the work done. No, she was an extremely well managed woman, and she would always balance very well her responsibilities. And one day she was watering the plants, and she had a heart attack. Blah, gone. So I don't want that, and I don't want that for anyone else. So yeah, you could do these things, but that's the life you choose. So
Thank you for listening.
yeah, that's it. That's it. Take care, guys. Blah, 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 blah. Refuse nature. It was cool. Thanks for listening. Social media. Bye bye.